Welcome back, everyone. Let's begin with our first session, Unspooling Memories of Sound and Music with Avinash Oak, where we will explore the progress of music and sound recording which Avinash Oak experienced in his career and published in his recently launched book. Before we begin, can we have a few videos, clips of his work?
चार केली आहेत ना
चार
तुम्ही
केली. एक ब्ल्यू ह्याच्यामध्ये एक्स्ट्रा आहे. नाही चालू नाही बंद आहे. हे चालू करायला लागतं.
थोड़ा पीछे से ले लीजिए आप लोग क्योंकि आप आ रहे हैं वीडियो में.
ओके ओके
थोड़ा सा
Oh my God! घ्या सगळेजण हातात घ्या. डान्स बनते. वा.
Congratulations, sir, on your biggest achievements. This was really wonderful. Avinash Oak, esteemed sound engineer, has engineered the recording sessions for songs for feature films, private albums, sonnet lumiere, soundtracks, ballet soundtracks, audio visuals, and corporate videos. He is a life member of the Audio Engineering Society and founder member of the India section of the society. Avinash Oak is a recipient of many prestigious awards like the IRA Lifetime Achievement Award 2015 and Outstanding Contribution to the Music Industry Jury Award at Mirchi Music Marathi Awards 2018. I would like to welcome you on stage, sir. Along with Mr. Avinash Oak, I would also like to welcome Vinayak B. Deo, Director, AVB Consultants. He has more than 30 years of experience in radio and television broadcast, system integration news, and entertainment television channels, along with 23 years of experience in daily program production and transmission in All India Radio and Doordarshan. Mr. Deo has produced instrumental services such as complete facility design, preparation of bill of material, implementation, system integration, testing, commission, pre-launch and post-launch on-site support for 15 plus new channels and entertainment channels. Could I have you on stage, sir? I would also like to invite Mr. Anil Chopra, Founding Director, Palm Expo. He founded the IRA Indian Recording Arts Awards in 2005, the AVICN platform in 2019, and the Palm Sound and Light Awards in 2010. He has also established India's own certification for AV specialists, the CAVS, Certified AV Specialist. May we have you on stage, sir? I would now like to begin the conference.
So I'm really happy to sit here with Avinash. And in 1986, when the first thought and the idea came to start a magazine professional magazine on sound recording and on the music industry, professional magazine for the music industry. And on my first visit, well, with the idea of the magazine, very tentatively, I had been to Western Outdoor Studio and to meet Daman Sood and was busy in a recording, and I met Avinash, and since that day, his unwavering, perpetual smile of contentment, happy, and in that world of sound recording in those days on tape, I have as my memories. He has unspooled the memories of the whole industry, and but I have those memories with him. So when I knew that we are doing a session on the stage, I said I will be with Avinash on stage, and I'm so happy that I'm here. And I just want to say one thing before we start unspooling his memories about the industry, that this book is not at all about Avinash. What Avinash has gone and done is a very important task. And in years to come, we will realize that he has taken the trouble to narrate not his history. He has narrated the whole history of Indian recording industry by virtue of his book. The step-by-step progress of sound recording in India. So this book actually, in terms of for any researcher who is trying to research about India's recording industry, and believe me, there are a lot of people around the world, a lot of institutions who are trying to study what happened in India from the days of only records, then the whole cassette boom, and the revolution of music in India with cassettes, and the explosion of sound recording in India with cassettes, and the transfer of the folk music around the country onto cassettes, and the explosion of studios. During that period, of course, Western Outdoor was the best studio in the country, and he was at Western Outdoor. So all that history he has unconsciously recorded the history of that entire era, which a lot of people are analyzing and trying to record for posterity, because those were great explosion days, a great period of golden age of Indian music also, and the golden age of piracy, the golden age of folk music. So all those things are in parallel, and there are different institutions who are studying that, and they are going to reach out for his book, and it's going to be very useful. So, I mean, actually, if we unspool all his memories, it will take 50 years. But I would like to make Avinash now do the talking and tell us how and when were the highlights of his own experiences in the recording world.
Hello. Hello. Yes, in fact, I have put that whole thing in my book, right from, not in Mumbai, but I started off with my days in Pune, in FTII, and how I studied the sound engineering. From there, I have put everything there, and how we have sort of progressed from quarter-inch 2-track to 2-inch 24-track. I call it the most evolved sound recording technology yet. And later on, moving on to the digital, that is especially the what we call non-linear digital, which has actually almost changed how we record and how we produce music. So everything is there in the book, and I know that almost all of you know how we have progressed all these years?
I will take it over from here. And so I did quite a bit of research on Avinash when it was decided that I will be taking this assignment of interviewing him on the stage. And I am not Arnab Goswami, but everybody aspires to be Arnab Goswami. Whoever goes on the stage wants to be like Arnab Goswami or like Rajat Sharma. So I was doing some research on him. And when you are going to interview a person, the job of an interviewer is to catch that person in a situation where he is either speechless or he has to commit something. But I would like to say that I am unfortunate and I am very glad that my research was futile. I could not find anything derogatory, anything that I could pin on him and ask him. So, since that was a failure, that I could not go on that path, so I decided to take another path and go on asking him, because I'm not very sure how many of you have read the book. I'm not, maybe you have or maybe you have not, but I have to assume that you have not read the book. So those who have not read the book would also like to listen and get enlightened. And those who have read the book, there will be an extra booster dose for them. So I would like to start with an anecdote here. In 90s, Doordarshan used to telecast a serial called Star Trek. I don't know how many of you were there at that time and how many of you have seen the serial. But yes, those who have seen the serial, the tagline of that Star Trek serial was that we would like to explore and go where no man has gone ever before. That was the tagline. So Avinash has gone where no sound recordist has gone ever before. That is the achievement he has made. Because I asked him, why not a single sound recordist before you has written down his memories? Why? But that is a fact. And he has gone on a path which was uncharted. Nobody has walked on that path. So he can only tell us the difficulties and sorrows and excitement and happiness that while going on that path. I will start with the first question of the evening. Now, before that, there is a quote by Bharat Dabolkar. Those who have read the book has read the foreword also. In that quote, Bharat Dabolkar has made two comments. One is the title of the book, on the title of the book. He said, I am a man from the advertising world and I am a man of words because I deal with words every day. But I could not have come out with a better title for this book. So the first achievement or first applause for Avinash should go for only for the title. Unspooling Memories is because it combines both. It combines the sound technology, which was spooled for a very long time. So that's why Bharat Dabolkar has commented. Bharat Dabolkar has made another comment about the language of the book. The original book was written in English, and Bharat Dabolkar is also very versatile in English. So he has made a comment that I am fortunate that Avinash has not taken the writing career and gone on the sound recording career, because otherwise he would have given a tough competition to people like me, which is again a big compliment. And while I was reading this book, I realized, I told him also, that this book is very easy to read. Yes, but you will find at some places, his English vocabulary, examples of his English vocabulary also are there. So it is easy to read. It's a flowing language. It doesn't, you don't halt at, now what does it mean? It never happens. You can go through the all 400 and odd pages without even halting at a single moment. What it means. But the first question I would like to ask is that about the prestigious project that you did with in Western Outdoor, that is Mile Sur Mera Tumhara, the famous project. All of us know about the project. All of us have heard that tune and that video we have seen umpteen number of times. My question to you, Avinash, is that I understand and I believe, you may correct me if I am wrong, the recording, audio recording of this was done at not one location, but as done at many locations. It was not only at Western Outdoor that the entire all artists came and recorded. It was done at many places and many locations. So my question to you is that how did you maintain the precise pitch? Because as we know in classical music, एक सुर में गाना जरूरी है, लेकिन एक सुर कैसे पता चलेगा बाल मुरली कृष्णा को चेन्नई में कि भीमसेन जोशी ने कौन से सुर में गाया है? What is the scale? And those who are from the classical music world know that the no two harmoniums are on the same pitch. No two harmoniums are on the same pitch. So the C sharp of one harmonium is not the C sharp of the second harmonium, or third harmonium, or fourth harmonium. So what did you do?
Yes, actually, when you are talking about the harmonium itself and pitching itself, there might be even differences with the ears of the people who are actually judging the things. You know, that is also the issue. And most importantly, the tape recording media, which was there, which was being used by all of us, was also having so many variations in tape speed. So it is it was like we had decided on a particular pitch, but then when the tapes came in, 90% or 80% of the thing was done in Western Outdoor. The South Indian part was done in South India. But then those tapes when came to us, we had to match with our own pitch by varying the tape speed and putting it together. Now the problem was that it cannot be too odd, too far off, because then the tempo will go back.
Yeah.
Because we never had anything like tempo and pitch matching like what we got now today.
Before auto-tune days.
Yeah, so we had to actually see to it that it doesn't go too much of out of tempo also. So they were given the tempo and the pitch, both of them together with the initial recordings. I think in one of the studios we sent the tape also from us there.
So reference tape.
Yeah, but
Okay.
But the problem is that when they play that tape on their own machine,
Maybe
it might
difference.
again, it might again have a variation.
Yeah.
So finally, when the tape came to us, it was almost there, and it was almost there with the tempo also. Only thing is a little bit here and there, so we had to vary speed, because all the machines what we had was having a vary speed thing, so we could match the things together. So there were 2-3 recordings which came in from South India, which we had to match there. And most importantly, Ashok Patki and Nathan and
Stalwart.
Louis Banks,
Yeah.
they made it a point that there are changes in each of the recording with something like a chord or something.
Insert, huh?
Yeah, and so or there is a pause there, so that the thing doesn't look that odd. So it doesn't sound that odd.
So even if there is a slight variation in the pitch, you will not be able to notice it.
Yes, because it's not really cut to cut with the other.
Yeah.
pitch.
There is some insertion.
So yeah, so thoda
Musical insertion.
So थोड़ा शान पत्ती किया था हमने. So
Okay. No, the most important part in this was that you sent a reference tape to them. So you told them that this is the pitch and this is the tempo that we are expecting from you. That was the most important part. Because if you say that we want in C sharp, you will get something else. Okay, thank you. The next question to you is, can you talk about your contemporary friends or artists from your FTI days who are, because we were in FTI in 70s.
FTI, I joined in 1970 and passed out from the institute in 73. And there were many...
at that time, acting batch was also there. Acting course was also
all batches.
there.
So acting, my batchmate was Shabana Azmi, who acted in my film, also my diploma film. Zarina Wahab was there. Mithun Chakravarti was there. And there was a cute young lady, Jaya Lakshmi. She is from Kannad.
Not the one
industry.
from Julie.
No.
Okay.
No. Jaya Lakshmi is a Kannad actress, and she had done hundreds of films there, and very nice films. And now she's doing senior roles, of course. But she was there, and she's now in contact with me with our, in social media. And then, of course, there were Raza Murad and Kiran Kumar, the two main villains from our institute. In photography, in cinematography, there was Madhu Ambat was the person who, cinematography student who had the
South Indian industry.
In the same batch, but he did cinematography, and he has also had the gold medal.
Okay.
In
cinematography. Okay.
And now he is settled in South India with a major, he's very known name there. In Mumbai, I had got my batchmate Venu Gopal Thakkar, a cinematographer who is having Pro Video करके company है, and he's also doing a lot of job there. So
and any directors?
No, directors actually I don't
remember.
I have to
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sir, you are most welcome to intervene and comment. Okay. Thank you.
So the part what I wanted to tell you that why the book has come so easy to read, it is because of my the translator, the Marathi translator.
No, I'm not talking about a Marathi book.
No, who was working
English?
No, he was working with me.
On English version?
We were doing it parallel.
Okay.
So I sent him the one of the chapters, one of the spools as I called it, and he would do the translation. And while doing that, he would realize, "Arey, this what you have written this, I don't understand this," or for general public it may not be, So I again rewrote for him. And then I asked him whether now this is okay. So he said, no, I can comprehend what is going on. So likewise, it was 2.5 years which we were doing this to and fro. I'll send it to him and then he'll come back. Then I'll change that little bit. And likewise, I think that made it more simpler for the people who are not from sound or music industry to comprehend the matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
This reminds me of a novel written by Chetan Joshi. Chetan Joshi is a Marathi writer, but he writes in English. And he wrote a novel which was based on Jaipur Literature Festival. But that novel, I wrote a review of that novel in Marathi magazine. So in that novel, he did an experiment of writing one novel with one female writer and one Chetan Joshi. So that novel was written by two persons. The female part was written by the lady who was in Bangalore. Male part was written by Chetan Joshi, who is in Pune. And by interacting over online and exchanging the chapters of the book, they completed a novel. But like you said, the more important part is that when you read the novel, you don't realize that it is written by two different people. Not at all. In your book, you mention that you met some very good people, some good people, and some not so good people. These are I think, your exact words. And so, very good people and good people, everybody would like to, means you have mentioned them. What I would like to ask you is that, do you have any memory? Okay, I will quote here two lines from Gulzar. He says, बेनाम सा ये दर्द ठहर क्यों नहीं जाता, बेनाम सा ये दर्द ठहर क्यों नहीं जाता, जो बीत गया है गुजर क्यों नहीं जाता. So I wanted to ask you, is there anything in your mind जो बीत गया है लेकिन गुजर नहीं जाता?
No, I'm happy to say that I don't have anything like that. I have erased, or you can say I have formatted the disk so that it doesn't come off.
It speaks about a person also, because who does not want to take bad memories ahead in his life and want to focus only on good things in life. That's a rare quality. And of course, because everybody carries good and bad experiences and good and bad memories almost till the end of your life. But by deliberate, by attempting and by methodical way of erasing and completely erasing, not partially erasing those memories, is an achievement, I must say. And I think he deserves an applause, right? Another thing is in my mind for a very long time, which I wanted to ask to almost all recordists. And we have stalwarts in the 1960s or 50s and 70s and 80s. We had recordists who were great. And those who have given us Madan Mohan, Shankar Jaikishan, S.D. Burman, R.D. Burman, can you beat those recordings? It is impossible. You cannot bring that melody. So my question to you is that, if I play a song, in no time, I think at least 5 or 10 people will tell me before the song begins that this is Madan Mohan, or this is Shankar Jaikishan, or this is S.D. Burman. So we can recognize the signature of sound music directors in their music. Is it possible, or is there any credence that recordist can also have his signature on his recordings?
Yes, possibly. But it's very difficult to recognize that, because the recording will depend on the arrangements, basically. And those arrangements were defining the music, and as you were saying that particularly musician or the music composer has got that particular signature of the composition or something like that. But the recording engineer they were recording with almost similar kind of equipment like what those defining people, Shankar Jaikishan, S.D. Burman and all that, they were using 35mm magnetic or 35mm optical tapes, analog tapes.
Yeah.
And the recording equipment also, the specifically mixing consoles and all that was also like almost similar, like Vestrex or those
Yeah.
companies. So only thing which was different was the acoustics, and I thought that also was almost
Common.
similar, because it was like live. They used to record all, say, 70 people together. So there was not something like I can understand. Okay, yeah, this must be done by this engineer. Only thing is, later on when we got different composers like Lakshmikant Parelal or these people, they were having typical recordings of rhythms and Indian percussions so loud or so powerful that their kind of signature then came in, and that was done in Mehboob Studios.
Yeah.
So Mehboob has got that kind of a signature, you can say.
Pattern.
But not especially. Now, in our case also, we recorded sort of, I would say, smooth sound, I can say. But most importantly, I can ask somebody like KJ, then when he used to say that we like sound of Western outdoor. So I can ask him that what speciality he thinks about the sound of Western outdoor. He's here only. He's one of the...
Yeah, we can go to him, but my point is that can anyone do this study or research? Because is it possible, my question is it possible to separate Minu Kartrak's tone of record, of either a singer or instruments from, say, B.N. Sharma or Bansali? Robin. Because I believe that there is a definite and quantitative contribution by every recordist in these recordings. And that contribution is qualitative and quantitative both. So, is it possible to leave a stamp on the recordings? And is it possible to, well, somebody has to, I believe somebody has to take up this research and go into the recordings of all these recordists and to do, then maybe possible. I don't know. Because Lataji's voice recorded by Minu Kartrak or Bansali or B.N. Sharma, is there any difference? I don't know. But this is worth exploring, is only my comment here. KJ, would you like to speak? Okay, thanks. This is most important question that I have for you. Because you have mentioned in your book that at Western Outdoor, you recorded almost all legends of Indian music industry. Be it Lataji or Ashaji or Jagjit Singh ji, anybody, you name it and you have recorded them at Western Outdoor. But because I have also met these people, and when you are in presence of these legends, there is an aura, there is an awe, and there is a tremendous pressure on you. By merely their presence creates that pressure. Because Lataji is Lataji. And her presence anywhere in the same room with you creates some different atmosphere. Now recording these legends, I believe must have created tremendous pressure on you. And I understand this pressure works in two ways. One is that it makes you to work harder, better, and to give you 300% of what you can give in normal recording.
Yes.
But this is also important, and I would like you to answer that. It also makes you susceptible for mistakes, and small mistakes or big mistakes or some discrepancy, somewhere here wrong or somewhere there wrong. Equalizer setting is wrong, compressor is wrong, something somewhere wrong. It may go wrong. So how do you handle the both part?
No, actually, I never felt kind of a pressure with all these legends as you talking about, because they make you so much at ease. You know, all these legends. We don't feel that we are having a kind of a pressure. Only thing is that. Especially something like Lataji was a little bit of a pressure to me particularly, because there was this one instance which happened much earlier in our studios. She came in, we were recording for Ridhanathji, and the rehearsal went through correctly. She went to the singer's booth, and usually it would be 1 or 2 takes, but there was a lot of problems. I mean, she could not adjust to the pitch or things. So finally, Ridhanathji asked her that, Didi, can you hear properly? So she just took out the headphone. She said, yeah, I don't know, but somebody can check. So I went in and I heard the headphones, and there was a solid hum which was coming along with the music. So I told her, Didi, this is bad. How can you sing on this? You could have told us. So what she answered was like a big slap to me. She said, yours is a professional studio. So I thought that whatever you are given is the best kind of best kind of a music what you can give. It was such an really मेरे को ऐसा झापड़ लगा मेरे को. तो मैं बोला दीदी इसके बाद में नहीं होगा. And then it was really a tension when she used to come. Myself and Subhash, my assistant, we used to first do one full chakkar of adjusting the headphones in the headphones there. I used to balance for the music director in the control room, and I go in the singer's booth and put a headphone and tell Subhash to adjust rhythms and harmonies and everything. And then when I'm ready, I said this should sound correct. But when she walked in, she will give a headphone to me, because I asked her that whenever you come in, you give me the headphones.
Yeah.
So she used to, otherwise she would hand over it to anybody.
Correct.
So I take that, I insert it in the same jack where it's going, and I hear it, and then I'm settled. Okay, that is correct. So what I'm saying is that it's right that some kind of a lethargy or I mean, we were so much in it ki headphone वगैरह सब बराबर है, I mean, then as you said that we used to have everything correct, mics, whatever connections, speakers, everything. So that is the only time when I realized that we should be more attentive. But otherwise, in all other sessions with all other singers and music directors, it was very cool, very nice.
The factor is, that is the legend factor, na? That is the legend factor. Now, one thing I wanted to ask you is that when when anybody walks in today's sound recording studio, you see lots of gadgets, racks and racks full of gadgets. So my question to you is that, are we using excessive gadgets which may result in destroying the fiber of the sound, destroying the sweetness of the sound, destroying the uh, correct feelings of the sound? And
Actually, you don't walk in modern studios and find so many of gadgets in any case. They're all inside the
Mixer.
their computer. Yeah, but we had a lot many outboard gear, but we used to use very limited number of them, especially the reverb and delay lines, because we were having hardwares and there were two delay lines and two reverbs. So we will have them already connected to the auxiliaries and the outputs are already coming in the stereo outputs. And whatever sound we want to give reverb or all that, we have to just open that particular auxiliary. It goes to the that particular delay or the reverb. So there were these four things which were with us, and only that we used to use. Right now, because you are having excessive plugins and they can be used indiscriminately on almost every channel. Of course, there is a lot of over processing which is happening now. But I think that is the way the sound industry is going. If you in those days when we were recording analog, it was like how to capture the basic texture of that instrument which is being played in front of the mic. Now almost 80% there is no actual instrument which is playing in front of the mic. There are all samplers and whatever. So the issue is to change that sound somehow so that it sounds different. So it has gone to that extent that we want to use a sample and then we want to do it too much of processing there so that it sounds something different and it doesn't sound like somebody else's. So it has prompted all these engineers to use more and more of the effects. And I mean, that is how it is. And it's okay. It is good.
okay, can you just related to this? Can you comment on the factors that are affecting the final result or final sound, like equipment, the man behind the machine, recordist, singer, and mental state of all these factors?
Yeah, yes. Mental stage is most important because whenever we are recording, the artist and especially the recording engineer also has to have a right frame of mind. He should be cool in nature at that point of time. When we mix a particular song at a particular day, the next day, even if we try to mix it, it may come out something different because our frame of mind is different. So that affects actually our final output.
Yeah.
The same thing is with the singers and composers also. The singers especially, because I have seen that when they are in a hurry and they want to do the things and go, the output is always
Quality
bad.
drops.
Yeah, actually. And so many times I have insisted, and I have written also in my book that I insisted those artists that don't hurry or please go and again come back and we'll record again. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, that is...
you have given one example of Ashaji in the book,
Yeah.
where there was only one line which was not correct or which was having some problem, and you said, we will punch that line. But Ashaji said, no, I will sing the full song because otherwise I will not be able to do justice only to that one line with all the required emotions in that.
Yeah.
But does it, means this is on the lighter note, but does it a message, does it give a message to your better halves not to quarrel with your husband on a day of legends recordings?
True. Actually, yeah, your frame of mind has to be correct when you are doing that kind of a serious work, especially the voice recording and the mixing part. They are comparatively they demand much more integrity. So obviously, especially Ashaji's incident was that she said that I want to hear the whole song right from the beginning so that I go into that mood. I cannot just jump into the say Antara 2 or whatever. And I think that was the message to almost all the singers.
Okay, I would like to ask Avinash, since we reached the point of the mental framework of the sound engineer. Now, we have established the Indian Recording Arts Academy, and I think it is established to quite a strong level now. And one of the campaigns is that recording is an art. And I would like to ask Avinash's personal opinion. And of course, since we have a lot of sound engineers here, we can do a short Q&A with some of the leading sound engineers here. That recording is a complete art. It is not art by virtue of Indian Recording Arts Academy saying it's an art, or we proclaim that recording is kind of an art. No, it is a complete art. Now, if recording is a complete art, and the sound engineer has to be in the right frame of mind when he comes to the studio to not only record the original tracks, but most important, where IRA's campaign is that the sound engineer who does the final mastering should get royalty also, along with the composer and lyricist. So, my question was, what our platform is, the composers and the lyricists, whom the sound engineering, all the sound engineers who have been doing the mastering of all the tracks, and because of the mastering, because now that track can be played 1,000,000 times, and each time it is played, they get royalty. My contention is that because the mastering engineer has mastered, now in the dictionary sense of the word, mastered, if he has mastered the entire recording, which includes the composition, it includes the recording of the music, he has mastered it to the final point where now the millions will hear it. So if he has mastered it so beautifully, with his mental level and his artistry is able to be expressed in the studio, why should it be that he is not participating in the millions, well, not millions, actually billions. Nowadays, billions of dollars are being collected as royalty. The performing societies are collecting, not hypothetically, literally, they are collecting thousands of crores. And there is a very strong opposition, I have noticed in my discussions with some of the composers and lyricists, that why should the sound engineer get any royalty? He has done his work, he's paid, he's out. But, hello, your premise of getting royalty is that it can be played again and again and again and again and again. But he has done the final process where he designates that this is the master. It is his ear and his artistry with the recording that has decided that this is the final hearing of the world of that track. So I would like Avinash to say a few words on how strongly he believes that sound engineers who do the mastering should get royalty. It's a new concept.
Yeah, I will just intervene and say, sir, with all due respect, we have come to a stage where his name is at least mentioned in most of the masters and most of the albums and in films. Anuj Mathur gets his credit in all BR films. So we have come one step forward of not giving any recognition to sound recordists at all, to a stage where his name will be there on all the masters and all the release copies in films or in albums. Yes, you are very right that they should get royalty. Avinash, please comment.
Yeah, actually, why only mastering engineer? It has to be mixing engineer also.
That is the point of contention with everybody. That is the point. They say, हम किस को royalty देंगे?
See, if it's a process in recording, if you are having voice dub, so voice recording is a process.
Yeah.
So if instruments, we are recording instruments, it's a process. So earlier, they used to say that हमने आपको पैसा दे दिया है, अभी आपको रॉयल्टी काय की चाहिए? जब लता जी ने बोला कि हमको रॉयल्टी चाहिए, द सिंगर को. So it was a point of contention that we paid and that's over. But now, as Anil ji is saying, that is true with everything else. The music composer is also paid, and I mean that's.
But I think the first step in this direction will be to include sound recordists and sound technicians of
Right, I would not.
as a part of IRPA.
Yeah, that's right.
First step is to include that in IRPA. Then only they can claim and get the royalty. Because IRPA is doing that job. IRPA is giving royalty, collecting royalty and giving it to writers, song music directors and singers. IRPA is doing that. So first step in that direction will be to include all sound recordings in the IRPA.
Yeah, I think that is the first step. That is correct.
Yeah.
So that's one process we will look into it. We have just 2 minutes. I would not like to lose the opportunity of having Aditya Modi here. And I would like to ask him, does he think that the sound engineer who does the master, should he get royalty?
That is the point of contention there. But all should be part of IRPA, then all will get.
Yeah, they should all be. Absolutely.
And now
the
I would
entire
like
chain
to-
is equally contributing artistically to the product, and the entire chain should get.
Fair
Not
enough.
any one person.
It's a work in progress. So
Yeah, yeah.
I would like to ask the Indian Recording Arts Academy's Vice Chairman, who's present here, KJ. Can you please stand up and tell us what are your true thoughts on the royalty campaign?
I just thought I was made to stand up as a punishment, but I guess I'll take it as a compliment. Firstly, I think we all need to acknowledge what Avinash has managed to achieve with that book of his, bringing out such a fabulous era of the work that he's done, the body of work that he's done. And we've had many conversations on this regarding his contribution to the industry that he's part of. And a lot of thanks also go to his wife, Anjali, who's here.
Yes.
We've talked about spouses.
Well said, well said.
She's right here, and I think we need to acknowledge all the time that she's supported him and given him a lot of good food to eat. I've been partaking of that sometimes. As to your question, sir, whether they should get or not, I think there is nobody opposing this thought that engineers, whether they be recording or mixing engineers or mastering engineers, are also entitled because they are also part of the creative process. The world started with only acknowledging composers and lyricists as the creators of any content. But I think a time has come where there are other contributors to that creative content to take it forward. So we need to move with the changing times. We need to acknowledge those things. And worldwide, this has to change. Some changes have happened in the US already with regards to music producers and engineers. By the way, music producers are also an integral part of this creative process. So it's happening over the world. We might be a little slow in taking off, but first we have to do is, like he said, we have to organize ourselves so that we can make a representation.
Right.
For that, the IRA is trying to do that job by organizing the engineers community as one union, one association. फिर आप किसी को जाके प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं भाई हमारी ये एसोसिएशन है, हमारी ये डिमांड है. अभी आप एक इंडिविजुअल करेंगे तो कोई नहीं सुनने वाला. So we have to band together. And through that association, we need to push this forward.
Right. And on that note, we will close the session. We have exceeded the time. So a round of applause for Avinash, and thank you very much, everybody.
For the wonderful session. But I would like you guys to stay here to present a small token of appreciation. audience. Please give a round of applause for them.